Well, the Senate plans to try one more time today to break the political deadlock that is holding up aid to Ukraine and Israel. As Nikole Killion has been following the very latest on all of this. She joins us now. So, Nikole, people will have remembered our coverage of this bipartisan bill coming out of the Senate that was supposed to address the crisis at the border and also the various crises happening overseas. It was a bipartisan effort. We thought it was going to pass. It did not pass in the Senate. So what's going on now?
Yeah, well, really, the dynamic has changed here on Capitol Hill in the sense that because that bill was killed in the Senate yesterday, now the Senate is trying to decide whether or not to move forward basically with the same package, but stripping out those border provisions. That was kind of Majority Leader Chuck Schumer's plan B, if you will. So Republicans, though, have been deliberating about whether they want to support this. They met for hours yesterday with no resolution. And so, in essence, Schumer sent everybody home last night because he was like, we just need to let our Republican colleagues have some time to figure this out. And some Republicans actually want to try to insert border provisions back into this package. So at the end of the day, we expect Senate Republicans to reconvene this morning, again, to try to figure out their position and posture on this and whether or not this bill may go forward.
So we know the House was also sort of floating a standalone bill for funding for Israel. What about the border at the crisis? I thought that was the whole point. Is anyone discussing what's happening at the border, or is that even sort of put to the side now just to get some agreement on foreign aid?
Yeah, well, it is a very dicey situation up here. As you mentioned, obviously, the House passed that standalone, or they did not pass a standalone Israel package. They did a couple of months ago, but when they brought it up again without any kind of conditions, that measure failed. So even that is unclear whether or not the House will try to resurrect that again. I think, the bigger question among both chambers, again, is if they try to tie all this foreign aid together, which would be what the White House probably would support at this point, because they have warned that funding for Ukraine is running out. But the issue is, even if the Senate does decide that they want to move forward with some type of joint package that addresses Ukraine, Israel, the Indo-Pacific, still unclear what the path forward would be in the House, because you have many members who are just diametrically opposed to any additional Ukraine funding. So that is where this dilemma lies. And then that also begs the question, do they break this package apart even further and just vote on Israel, just vote on Ukraine, just vote on the Indo-Pacific? I mean, it's really unclear. But certainly Speaker Johnson has made clear that he believes that Israel package should have been taken up, that it should have gotten more support than it did this week.
All right. I know you've been keeping track of things for us down there. Nikole, thank you very much.